Hello and welcome to Ula Tea Leaf Readings. My name is Lenor, and tonight I'm going to be reading your tea leaves. This is a horoscope for Cancer. If Cancer is your solar, lunar, ascendant / rising sign, this is a message for you. All right, let's get started. Okay, so our card tonight is the Two of Cups, which has everything to do with love, love, love. All right, and let's see what these tea leaves have to say tonight. And so if you have not subscribed yet, please think about doing that. You can hit the little bell. It'll let you know when the next readings are coming out. It is free to subscribe. Okay. So immediately I see that we have two people, one here and one here. And it looks like they're embraced and kissing. They're in an embrace, they're kissing. Okay. Now, this does not have to be a romantic entanglement. In fact, this actually kind of looks like the wing of this side here. So I almost kind of feel like this is you and maybe kind of your guardian angel. Not that you would be like kissing and all of that, but this is kind of that holy union that you know, what we call in alchemy the alchemical marriage, the chemical wedding. And so this is the merging of opposites. This is the embrace and exploration and integration of aspects of self. This is very in line with the idea of individuation. Okay. And this is kind of the concept, right? And this is very, I mean, this is my very, very, what's the word? Kind of, reductive. My very reductive, kind of take on how to explain, right? So if we spend, you know, maybe the first quarter, first half of our life, you know, mostly growing, right? Learning the world, becoming a person, and living and experiencing and all of the things that we kind of do through childhood, in those first years of adulthood, and then we get into this later part of our life, maybe into middle age, maybe a little bit later, and we start noticing some of the parts of our life where things maybe don't work, some of our coping mechanisms, you know, how we live. Yeah, I mean, it could be any part of our life where it's manifesting. Okay. And it doesn't have to be a negative thing, but you know, often I do think that we are drawn to self-work when we have issues. You know, I mean, it just obviously look at, you know, there's a huge industry of self-help, right? So then we get into this part where we start to kind of analyze. We're looking at these different aspects of self and where do they fit in and how have they manifested, what attributes of each archetype is kind of activated in our life, and what does that mean for us, right? And we begin to through these kind of windows, these lenses, undo some of that early conditioning, that early you know, development of ways to survive our lives. Okay, you know, you've maybe been neglected in some way, felt abandoned, felt powerless, like nobody was listening to you. You know, kind of treated as though, you know, you're this thing and this is all we kind of, you know, see you as, and so you will be kind of, you know, pigeonholed in that way. And that can be difficult. You know, I mean, even if it's something good, like you're a very smart child, right? You've done well through school, and you get to be an adult, and people remember you for being this, you know, kind of prodigy or gifted child, and you've had to kind of, you know, try to compete with yourself through life to fulfill that role that people have in their head, and that's what they kind of know you as, right? And it can be hard to get out of that loop. It can be exhausting. It can be lonely, and kind of the road to burnout, and so on. So anyways, we get into this beautiful process of individuation. And it truly is. It is, you think of individuality, but individuation is, you know, it's different in that you are becoming what you already are. And you're just learning to accept these parts of self, to embrace them, to celebrate them, you know, and where the shadow kind of lingers, and maybe, yeah, you have some, you know, deviance or aspects of self that you find distasteful or hard to look at, or, you know, things that you see in other people that you just can't stand, right? These are often things that exist within our shadow that we really avoid. Well, during this process, we begin to try to meet these parts of self with love. And we use something called sublimation, which is taking the distasteful or the deviant, and I say distasteful, it's not really that. It's just difficult, right? Or subversive or whatever. Taking that energy, putting it into something useful. Often I like to think of like making art with it. If you can think of music, there's a lot of violence and you know, a lot of maybe morbid or kind of emphasizing addiction, habitual behaviors, and so on. Well, taking that energy, putting it into a piece of art, into a piece of music. Okay, and that is part of the work as well. So I know you were like, that was a really long breakdown there. But I'm looking at this and I feel like, yeah, it's like hugging yourself. It is an act of saving yourself. You know, so often we live a life where we're always chasing some kind of change. You know, I wish I could lose some weight. I wish I was prettier. I wish I was smarter. I wish I, you know, had a better job than my brother. You know, I went to school longer, so I deserve to be doing well. You know, if I wasn't so emotional, maybe somebody would love me like I want to be loved. Or, yeah, I mean, and I'm using these as examples, right? And we live like this. I mean, we live like this day in and day out, and we're always chasing something, some change in ourself, in our being. Never fully satiated by where we are, right? Never fully in a state of feeling fulfillment, a wholeness of self. And this, to me, when I see the chemical marriage, the alchemical, or the alchemical marriage, the chemical wedding, the unification, right? This is when I know this is the beginning of that, the beginning of becoming, the beginning of, you know, it is the merging of the sun and the moon to bore the star. And that's a beautiful thought, right? The masculine, feminine energies coming together to bore that beautiful, that thing, that achievement that we are striving for, okay? And it doesn't exist in what am I trying to say? It does not exist in outward things. It does not exist in woulda, shouldas, couldas, I wishes, this and that, trying to live in somebody else's idea of the world, of reality. It does not exist there. It never will. Now, we can take inspiration from other people, of course. That's what part of journeying around through our lives is. We're picking up little fragments of information, constructing them into a beautiful composite of understanding. Okay? But only will we ever find this kind of doorway if we begin to accept, not only accept, embrace what we are, who we are, what we, how infinite our nature really truly is. Okay. And so this is a time of love. This is a time of the greatest love, the love for self. TT's over here cleaning me. Thank you, baby. All right. Let's see. What else do we have going on? Oh, we have Thoth, right? Oh, you're going to fall backwards. Okay. I can't hold you while you're cleaning yourself. Go to the bedroom and go get in bed with Poppy. Go on. Go on and go lie down. All right. Let's see. So we have Thoth right here, and you can see the ibis-headed humanoid figure. Thoth, the god of magic, sciences, and all kinds of stuff. So we also have the lamp, okay? And the lamp is the oil lamp especially, but the lamp is a most beloved and holy, symbol of kind of the vessel of spirit. So when I see this, and I see this beautiful divine Thoth, Hermes, the bringer of knowledge, of wisdom, and it looks like we have this little drop right here coming out. It looks like filling up the lamp of knowledge, or the illuminated lamp. You can imagine even the hermit, right, holding the lantern. This is the same idea. Now, this is the lamp that we carry with us through those dark places. It is a beacon of light for others who are like-minded. It is the thing that, takes us into those vast and unknown, vast and unknown spaces. But we are protected by spirit, and we are protected by our desire to learn. Right? Learn about ourselves, learn about the world, learn about the interior, and so on and so on and so on. So I feel like this is a time of just absolute development for you. It is very potent. I know. I don't even need to say, I think. No, I know that you are having synchronicities. There are patterns emerging. You are feeling very connected to the universe. There's no accidents here. These are not coincidences. This is a place where, your role in the great, right? Very active and very apparent. You're not just like kind of, you know, in the background there. You are absolutely, you know, the main character in your story, okay? And I feel like, you know, there's a lot of confidence coming from this. I also feel like we have the scales here, okay? And this is also, can you come over here, mamas? Come here, my love. Come on. All right, yeah, you can come up here. No cleaning though, okay? You just lay down. Hold on and lay down. Okay, so now I'm thinking of the idea of really kind of weighing your well, it's not the weighing of the heart is done in preparation for travel to, you know, I don't even remember what it's called in the Egyptian mythologies, the underworld, the you know, whatever. It's not called, I can't remember what it's called. One of the afterlife options, right? Not being fed to the alligator. Hopefully not that one. And this is not that I believe that there's death in the air, not at all. But I do feel like in our own lives, yeah, we do have to take pause sometimes and kind of do a little check-in with ourselves. We have to weigh, are we living the way that we want to live? Are we living in our true will? Are we living in our authentic being? Often we're not, you know, and there's no judgment of that. I am struggling with it just as much as anybody else. But we do. We get so far away from the task at hand, the work. And I'm not talking about your day job. I'm not talking about how you make money. I'm talking about that most divine and spiritual work, the self-work, that, you know, the high arts, as they call. And how do we, or when do we kind of snap out of whatever we've been doing, you know, kind of drifting further and further away, and say, okay, I caught myself. It's time. It's time to kind of get back to where I need to be. You know, employing the techniques that are useful to you. Now, maybe because you are a Cancer, I do believe this, routine, very important. Okay, decluttering your spaces, especially where you create. Okay, really important for a Cancer. Cancer people do not like to live in a lot of chaos, but they're good at creating a little bit of chaos. But you also, I think, you know, really do thrive in a space where everything kind of has its place. It has a home, and you know where things are at, and there's not too much, you know, not too many things going on. You don't like super, what is it called? Maximalist living. And this is kind of the opposite of minimalist, right? So I can see that not only cleaning, you know, getting the space together, the routine, the space, the techniques of maybe meditation, active imagination, making sure that you are getting into a place of creativity, being with the muse, okay? Listening to your inspirations, not only thinking about doing the thing, but actually doing it. Right? Maybe you work a lot of hours. You have a family. You have a lot of responsibilities. So your kind of creativity, maybe it's a hobby, maybe it's a passion, you know, whatever it is, it kind of takes the back burner often because you have so much stuff going on, right? And we all understand this. But, you know, when you start to feel adrift, when you start to feel like, okay, it's time to kind of figure out, like, Why have I been feeling kind of just, you know, not with it? I'm kind of in a daze. I feel cloudy. You know, just something has to give, right? I feel uninspired. And so this is where, you know, we shift into, well, I know that if I get up a little bit earlier and I meditate a little bit, or maybe I sit and you know, drink a tea and read a book, and then I go outside, I meet the sun as it's coming up, or, you know, whatever it is. I do some intentional exercise. I, you know, I do a shower or a bath. I cleanse myself, and then I get ready for my day. That's a busy morning. That's a very busy morning, but you get my point. Getting into these, sometimes it can be kind of rigid, I think, for a Cancer. But it helps. It's like scraping the crud off of that third eye, squeegeeing. Now, not the same as Terrence McKenna. I'm not talking about that, but squeegeeing that third eye through routine and practice, okay? And so I feel like it is a time to be really considering, how are you going to change things up here? What are you going to do to really kind of involve yourself in this coming together, right? Something has to kind of be done as a devotional act. And usually it is really partaking in the life of a devotee. It's not thinking about it. It's not, you know, buying all the right clothes and the decorations and having a bookshelf full of, you know, cool books and, you know, whatever. You have to live the life. You know, you have to do the dang thing. And so, you know, I think that this is a time where you are remembering self, you're remembering your work and getting back to it, right? Finding your way back. Now we also have, okay, you keep almost falling, mommy. I don't want you to fall backwards. No, don't growl me. I was trying to save you. That's not nice. I tried to save you. It's like no good deed gone unpunished. Just not happy with me. So anyways, we have the wishbone up here, okay? And to me, I'm seeing that there is a sense of good luck, right? Winning a little something in your life. And I think this is a good time to be manifesting, you know, as you are transitioning into this kind of really focused period of time. I think it's a good time for you to kind of take that potent energy and manifest whatever it is that kind of is important for you. Put it on your vision board, you know, make your mantra, say it many times every day, and you know, really, really not just hope for it to happen. No, it's going to happen. It's going to happen. Now, we also have a fish down here. So I do feel like in all of this, there is a sense of money coming through as well. Okay, so when we have the fish, it definitely says, yeah, there's also going to be some money here. So, and to me, it makes sense because you're feeling motivated and inspired in your kind of private life, in the work that you hold sacred to you. And that kind of puts a little pep in your step. I think you're way more into doing the work in your, you know, in your day job and the way that you make resources when you're feeling better about, you know, your private life, your sacred space. Also, we have a person making a slam dunk right here. They are jumping up and they're going right into that net. So I just feel like it's like such a blessed time. Like it's all coming together. It's all coming together. Absolutely. Yes, this is I feel like I'm like, yes, it's a happy reading. I always worry about when I do Cancer readings because it just, I feel like they're sometimes like, I get the energy of something like very lunar, you know, obviously with Cancer, but it can easily like go in the other, like the direction of like feeling quite, what's the word? Just kind of twisting in some kind of lament, you know? And that's not, I don't even think it's most Cancers. It's just, I don't know, it comes through a lot for me. When I'm, not a lot, sometimes when I'm doing Cancer readings, and I think, my goodness, this is almost like a Scorpio reading. All right, let's see. Now we have a little bird here. This is a weird one. We actually have two little birds, and I feel like it's transitioned family members or friends or, you know, loved ones. And oddly, this is an odd thing, is that I feel like they're family members, most likely, because they seem older. They almost seem like they were like a couple, like maybe grandma, grandpa, maybe aunt, uncle, or something like this. But they have a dynamic of like bickering with each other. And it's like you could see two like birds, like when one bird is nesting and another bird kind of comes around, and they, you know, they just absolutely start going for each other. And I almost feel like it's like that, and it's just so loud. But the thing is that they both really love you, but they just fight. They're just arguing all the time, even in the afterlife, which is kind of hilarious because it's not like super mean, but it's just kind of like a bickering banter between the two. But there is this sense of the love there, right? Showing up to really support you. And I feel like you know, feel this energy is there. And for some reason you've been thinking about these family members, and well, you know, they obviously are around, but I feel like something has come up, like you found a picture of them in a book or like like an envelope or something. It was in something. It was like in a pile of pictures. But it seems like it kind of really activated this deep emotional reaction, and that kind of pulled them out. And I think I think they are definitely hanging around here. And so look for like little, I almost think you'll find something else in the house that seems like it's related to them. Maybe you have like one of their objects or some of their things, like I don't know. I'm thinking like an ashtray, which is I don't know if people keep ashtrays anymore, but like a little bowl, like a candy bowl or something. But I don't know, something about this. It's something with it. So if this resonates with you, I want to hear about it because I try to stay away from the super specific things like that, but sometimes they come through so strong that I'm like, okay, I have to say this one. I have to say it. All right, so we have the Indigo Sage affirmation cards, and I'm trying to hold this in the cat. Okay, and this is the air element. We're going to go ahead. TT, you got to get your claw out of my skin. Thank you. I know. You're the boss of me, aren't you? Aren't you the little boss, aren't you? You just burped in my face. You just drank a bunch of water, didn't you? I can always tell when you're all burpy because you've had so much water. All right. Okay. So we're going to stop. Don't lick my face. You just burped. Okay. I'm going to flip through and stop where it feels right. Oh, and we have a peach. Perfect. Hopefully. Okay, reciprocity. Some of these ones last night I fully misread a word, and then I couldn't figure out what it was. I was like, what is this? I had to look it up. All right. Music of plants. Cease trying to conjure. Surrender the old and play your part in freshness. Surrender the old and play your part in freshness. Yes, I like it. The last time I got this card, I was like, oh yeah, it reminds me of Mort Garrison's Plantasia, which is a super amazing album. If you have not heard it, you should. It is one of the like Cantonal Moog albums. So really good, and it's music literally for your plants. It's in whatever measurements to help stimulate plant growth. So that's pretty cool. And yeah, so anyways, I want to tell you I love you, Cancer. You know I do. And I want to thank you so much for letting me do this reading for you and for you to share your time with me. Now, if you would be so kind as to like the video, it really does help the channel so much. And if you have not subscribed yet, please think about doing that. You can hit the little bell. It'll let you know when the next readings are coming out. It is free to subscribe. And if you have, oh no, I already did that part. If you would like to leave a comment, please do. I would love to hear from you. And what else do we have? I don't know. I think that's it. I saw a bald eagle today over the lake, and it was magnificent. I keep thinking about like just how glorious it was, and I don't know. Paul was like in the garage or whatever, and I like had to call him to say, "Hey, quietly come around here." we have to look at this beautiful bird together. I'm so excited about bird watching. It really just came out of nowhere some years ago, like maybe like 4 or 5 years ago. God, maybe it was even earlier than that. Maybe, I don't know, like 7 years ago. And I'm the only one that's super excited about it. I mean, Paul is a little bit, and I am talking about him like you know him, but you probably do. Oh, TT. Shout out to Dove and Serpent Tarot. My husband Paul over there is the master tarot reader, the best reader of all time. So go check him out if you have not seen his work. I'm sure you have. Most people on my channel have. There's a lot of crossover. And we appreciate you. Let me just say that. We super appreciate you. So anyways, he likes them too. He likes it too, but he's, you know, I don't know. I haven't got him as devoted to the watching the birds yet. Hopefully soon. All right. I love you guys. Take care of yourself. We will talk in just a few days. Good night, good night, good night. Oh, the wrong button again. Okay, here we go.